Hi everyone. So this video is about victim mentality, what it means, how it works, and all of that good stuff. So let me get started. This might be tough for some of you that are still dealing with frustrations, inner frustrations, childhood wounds, trauma. Depending on your story, it could be from your parents, it could be from an ex, it could be from a narcissistic ex, it could be from a narcissistic parent. It could be anything. So when we're playing the victim, what we're really doing is giving the power to the abuser. And what that does in return is it continuously keeps you in a fight or flight mode. And I don't like the word victim because in this society, people portray you as weak, all of that crap. So when I talk about victim mentality and why it is not helping you to move forward is because it's not. It's actually holding you back. So healing is a funny thing. You have to go through your emotions. You have to go and dig through every single thing in your closet, in your, your mind, and anything and everything that is affecting you till this day to be able to accomplish things that you would love to have, right? And a lot of times people that have the victim mentality are not where they want to go in life right now because they are stuck in that mode. They are stuck in a blaming game and blaming anybody and everybody around them so that they can feel validated for their trauma, okay? So healing is super important because what you want is to get out of that mentality, because that mentality is very dangerous and it's very toxic for you and for you only. And why is that? It's because you're the one that's suffering. You're the one that's reliving those things, those events, that event, whatever happened to you. To recognize that you have victim mentality, you would have to ask yourself questions. And one of the best ways for me to help others is to write it down on a piece of paper. There's nothing more evident, more in your face than writing down what you're going through, what your intentions are, and what it's all about, right? And so what we want to do here is we want to get past this mentality of, oh, everything happens to me and it keeps happening to me and how come, when in fact we live in a universe that works on law of attraction. And so if you continuously talk about why this is not working, why that is not working, the universe doesn't understand the not, and it just continuously does what you're saying. Oh, people don't like me, they don't want me, they keep hurting me. Well, you're projecting that out in the universe, and that's more of what you're getting, because the more you complain about it verbally out loud, the more it returns to you. And so why it is so important to get out of that is because, well, for one, if you don't want to live like that anymore and you don't want to be imprisoned in your own brain, you need to do something about it. And it's very important. It's also very easy to stay in victim mentality. And so there's quite a few people that I know that it doesn't click. For them, anybody and everybody else is at fault. And I can only speak for myself and through my healing journey here. But I had some really deep wounds from my past that I had to deal with. And instead of trashing, talking shit, arguing, screaming at the people that, hurt me, I took some space. Because that's the person that I am. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to. And I never mean to hurt anybody on purpose. That's not how I am. That's not who I am. But there are people that have hurt me and don't see it, don't understand it, and still blame others or myself for what happened. And I see a lot of, it's like a trend I find nowadays where you go on social media and people are just not in communication with their parents anymore. And I can't be the judge of your situation. I can't tell you what to do. I don't know what everybody has a different story. Everybody has gone through different things, and everybody has their reasons to not have them in their life. One thing that I will say is everybody has a story, including your parents. And I think that the problem here, or a lot of times in certain situations, not all, I'm not saying that everybody should reconnect with their parents. What I'm saying is, in order to understand your parents and why certain things were the way they were, you need to go back. You need to go to their childhood. How did they grow up? What kind of environment were they growing up in? Was it a toxic environment? Was it healthy? Was there screaming? Was there control? Was there jealousy? What was it? What was there abuse? Was there verbal abuse? Was there physical abuse? And all of those are contributing factors to you being raised the way that you were. And so I believe that parents that really wanted to be parents don't intend to ruin your life. So in order to move forward, you have to look within, and you have to, quote unquote, back up from your situation and really evaluate the whole situation to try and understand where certain behaviors came from, why they were the way that they were, and basically have some grace, right? So unless you were physically abused and all that crap, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things of misunderstanding, miscommunication, stuff that wasn't clear to you, that you felt less loved, or, just really things that get to you, but not in a sense where you actually need to, literally permanently take some space from a toxic parent that does not want to change, does not want to acknowledge anything of their past or anything that they did to you. That's not what I'm talking about here. So just to be clear, because I don't advocate for parents that were not parents, and I'm not advocating for parents that are abusers. Absolutely not. So again, when I talk about victim mentality, I refer strictly to people who stay in that constant toxic cycle of not understanding how to get out of it, and them questioning themselves, well, why do I feel depressed? Why am I anxious now? Why am I feeling like this now? Why am I going through life and I feel like it's just tumbling down and it's never getting better? Well, the first thing that you need to pay attention to is your thoughts and your mind. How do you think of yourself? Do you think highly of yourself, or do you think low of yourself? That's the number one thing. If you think low of yourself, how can you expect high results from a low vibration? You need to vibrate on a higher level, because we live in a universe of energy. Yes, we have physical bodies, but we are energy, okay? And so in order to welcome positivity, good changes in our lives, a new job, a new person in your life of interest, well, you need to change the way that you think, and you need to validate what you're going through, accept it, appreciate it, take it as a lesson, take it as a stepping stone for your growth, for your evolution on this planet. Because everybody that came on this planet had a purpose to evolve. Your soul came back, or came for the first time, to evolve and to learn. Your soul chose your parents for the experience of your life, and the universe will provide you with what your soul needs to evolve. So I'm wishing you all the best, and if you have any questions, write me.